Hi guys, how are you? My second video log on YouTube. Basically, today I'm just going to outline a few things that have happened and what I've been dealing with and stuff like that, and hopefully encourage other people to do the same along the way and get somebody at some stage to possibly be there for somebody else. I'm quite happy to be there for anybody at any situation, in any stage. I'm a great listener, and I don't always see things the way that you might want me to see them, but I will see them to the point of view where I have my own opinion, and I understand a lot of the time because I've gone through a lot of stuff as well, including the last 5 years, almost 6 years now. It'll be 6 years in June that I had the accident. And basically, when I mentioned the accident, I fell 2.5 meters through a concrete slab. I cut my leg long enough for 26 stitches. I basically degenerated my discs in my back, my L4, L5, S1. I've stuffed my hip up to the point where I'll need a hip operation at the end of this year. I can't tolerate it any longer, which is one of the reasons why I'm having the sleeve done and the stomach surgery done, so that I can lose a lot of weight and get in there and do that. Unfortunately, when my leg got injured and I fell through the hole, the ramifications from that were an infection called MRSA. I also got Pseudomonas. Basically what happened was my legs from my ankles to my knees looked like somebody had grated Parmesan cheese over them. I went in and out of hospitals and finally went to RPA, and a lovely lady who I basically owe my life to, and my legs, because certain hospitals wanted to chop my legs off basically. Her name is Mary Kate. I'll probably never ever see her again. I saw her for about a week at RPA, and she basically got me in emergency, and then she looked after me for about 3 or 4 days after that. But in emergency, she spent about 2 hours with me and picked off all that infection basically through my legs, and then sent me to her team that basically finished looking after me. And that has been an ongoing process to the point where only 2 months ago, just before Christmas basically, I've basically been given the all clear that I don't have to go to the hospitals every week and have dressing changes and things like that. I wear compression stockings now because of that, and because of a little bit of cellulitis and a few things that have obviously gone wrong over time with all my weight and different things like that. But it's all coming to a head, and it's going to be fixed, and it's going to be better when the weight is off and all that sort of stuff. Just remember, Antsulphstartingover.wordpress.com for the blog, which this I think goes straight to anyway. Same address, Antsulphstartingover, for the YouTube channel. And I'm trying to get a Facebook page started. I have a group named in that name as well. If anybody wants to join that, they're more than welcome to. It'll probably ask you to have me approve it. I'll do that, no problems. But I'm doing that. I have a Gmail account obviously as well, that you can go to, but it's Antsulphstartingover, either at Gmail or Facebook or wordpress.com. So all of that stuff you can contact me on. I'm happy to get any sort of comments. This video today is pretty much a thank you to a few people, a little bit of a discussion about what's going on. Melissa Groom will probably hear her name and have her ears pricked up, because I'll send her a email shortly. She's a lady that was put onto me via one of my friends, Di, through Facebook. And basically what's happening is she's holding some seminars where people get to workshop conversations and do public speaking and stuff like that to help other people in situations. I'm basically sending her this YouTube message to do that after I've done my video log and stuff today. She's basically, hopefully she'll choose me, because I'm a legend and she needs me there, and I'll pretty much light up the stage. I'm not a scared guy to talk to anybody, as most of my friends know. I'm not real worried about what happens with me and who criticizes and who doesn't criticize me. It's basically how I carry myself, and as long as I'm happy with what I'm done, I'm pretty cool with that. Last night I had a boys' night out, folks. What a thing that happens when you go and do something with some mates and you work out things, as you've probably seen on the blog if you've looked at it. My mate had a Vienna schnitzel with some salad, some gravy, some chips. I had a salmon, a fillet of salmon basically, with some, I think, some avocado puree and some, I called them grass today to one of my friends, some bean sprouts or something on the top and a potato mash on the bottom. At the moment I ate that and I basically was satisfied with that. It wasn't a big problem, but in 6 weeks' time, once the sleeve is done, from all accounts that I know, what will happen is I won't be able to even eat the salmon, let alone the mash. The mash won't sit. I know that for sure. I've been told about that already. The salmon, I'll probably eat 3/4 of it, and that will probably be more than enough for me. It's actually quite funny how all that sort of stuff comes about. I've also been given a couple of photos by different people. A lady in the States, Dana, I hope I said your name right, darling. She's having a sleeve surgery done today, actually. Our time, their time. She's gone in this morning, our time. So I'm hoping that all that goes well for her and she sees this, and I hope everything's going well for you, darling. She's provided me with that little soft toy picture that you'll see of the stomach and what happens with it. The darker pink side is the side that gets left, and the light pink side is the side that gets removed through the operation when we have the operation, for anybody having sleeves and stuff like that done. So that's all that side. And then there was this fabulous photo that I'm actually shocked that she's still got it. It's 30 years old, this photo. One of my closest friends, Karen, she, thanks Little Veg, she basically sent me this photo that I've also put on the blog of me when I was 22 and a bit. I was almost 23. My birthday's in January, as some of you will know. Hers is October, so it was from October 88. So it's just on 30 years ago. It'll be 30 years at the end of the year, obviously. But have a look at that to see how much I've changed. And yes, some of you will not recognise me. I'm the guy in the denim jean jacket. All right, yeah, I wore denim, and I wore patches on each arm as well, just so you know. But there's some things that happen, and I'm hoping that I can get back to that weight. That weight was about 85 kilos. So at some point in time, you'll see I've got a bit of a chin here. This is actually not a bad description. I've got a bit of a chin and a jawline here. Obviously, all the chins. No, I'm not going to do the Asian joke today, because a few people have pointed out to me that it wasn't such a great idea, even though it was funny. But anyway, I won't do that. But all my face was totally different. Like, it's just ridiculous to see that photo. And she showed me that photo, and I appreciate all of that sort of stuff. And the thing is that what we've got to realise when this all happens, it's going to be tough. I'm not doubting that I'm not going to need people's help. I'm going to need a lot of friends around. I'm going to need a lot of support around. And I'm basically going to struggle for the first few weeks. Guess what? Shit happens, you know. I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to sit here and talk to you guys knowing that I have to spend 4 minutes to get in my car, 4 minutes to get out of my car, and struggle through the day where I walk around on a walking stick. I have bad back and leg problems. Everything I do is laboured. I get in and out of bed. It takes me forever. I basically walk with a hunchback. I'm pretty much, my upright stance is basically a 45-degree angle. Now, for the record, guys, I went in and got weighed today. I was 195 kilos, better than the 200 that I was at around Christmas time, just before the new year. So that's good. I'm hoping that will come down in the next few weeks and I've got about 3.5 weeks before I start the OptiFast and all that sort of stuff. So I'm hoping that all goes according to plan. A shout out to a lady that I met last year that has become a friend of mine, and she has, I'm not going to isolate her in any way, apart from her initials being CS, she will know who she is. She's been doing it a little bit tough with some things going on in her life. And just so you know, I'm there for you, and you know you can talk to me. She has a lot of, she has a little bit of drama reaching out to people, but I think she's starting to realise that she can reach out to people, and people are there to help her. And CS, I'm there for you, darling. So you just have to put your hand out, and I'll grab it. All right. Anybody else who needs any help, I've got a lot of mates. There's a few mates out there that need to talk to people. Don't be scared to talk to somebody. I've spent the day today in my doctor's surgery, having a chat to him and getting through some stuff that's going to happen in this operation in the next few weeks. I'm currently sitting at a lovely beachside doing this video for you guys, and look, the motivation is there. I know I've got a lot of support. The last 24 hours have just been crazy with people sending me stuff and telling me stuff and messages and calls, and I was on the phone for about an hour and a bit with my friend Karen today. Just different things going on and people doing stuff. I'm grateful to everybody that's been helping me over the years and done things for me. You all know who you are. I'm not going to sit here and rattle off all these names and things, but this is my way of giving back. This is my way of doing something. Yeah, it might be a little bit, chauvinistic. It might be a little bit attention seeking, but guess what? The attention's on me. It's not on anybody else. The attention is all on me. I'm doing this for one reason and one reason only. So I'm still here in a year's time or 2 years' time. I made a promise to my daughter a few years ago, and I won't cry, I promise. But if she sees this, she will, and she'll call me and go, "Dad, you made me cry." I made a promise to her a few years ago that I would walk her down the aisle. She's 26 in a couple of days, and no, she's not getting married in a couple of days. But I'm sure in the next 4 or 5 years she'll decide to do that. And guess what? I'll be there if all this goes according to plan. I'll be there fitter and healthier and probably run her down the aisle, not walk her down the aisle. So, you know what I mean? Wait, there'll probably be a blog on that as well. So we'll probably set something up. But listen, I'm a massive poker player. I'm about to go and play poker in a very short time. You might read my t-shirt, guys. Nobody cares what you folded. It's pretty much, a lot of attitude and stuff, and people talk about hands and stuff, and it basically means just move on with it. Just don't worry about what happened yesterday. I've got a bit of a motto that I've shared with a very good friend of mine, and she's going to love me for saying this, Gypsy. Today, tomorrow, babe, and another good mate of mine, Sean. Today, tomorrow. This is all happening. I do everything for today to get to tomorrow, folks. That's all it is. It's just little steps. I know we've heard it all before, but guess what? I'm bringing it up. I'm saying it. I'm telling you all. If you need a hand, reach out. The big man's here. The not so big man will be here for a little while longer, and I'll get smaller and smaller and smaller. And my heart will still be there for you if you need a hand or whatever. But listen, enough of the crap that I've just been spilling for the last 10 or 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes. We'll get some more info as we go along. The process will happen. It's getting down to it now. I've started thinking about multivitamins and different things that I have to eat and take in the next few weeks. And I've got to do regular weigh-ins with my doctor, which I'll keep you guys posted on. I'm starting to get the ball rolling for different things to happen and stuff like that. I actually tried on a shirt today, which will shock most of you. There will be photos of it coming up very shortly, thanks to Julie. There's a shirt being made for me at the moment, and it was a 4XL. It is very tight. I'm used to wearing 8s and 9s. I think this is a 9. And trust me, we're going to try to get down to, the goal is 85 kilos. The immediate goal is down to 150, then 100, then 85, or in the 80s. I don't even care if it's 89.9. As long as I get back into the 80s, I'll be a happy camper. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really hard. But I've got it on video. So man's got to do what he says. I've got a tattoo that I live by that says loyalty, integrity, and honesty. That's something that I have lived by forever and ever and ever. I try to be like that. It doesn't always work. Sometimes we slip up and stuff up, but you just try to do what you have to do. Anyway, enough of me blabbing. Always remember, folks, nothing is real if you don't believe in who you are. From me, later. See ya.